2026 is the year that we leave hustle culture in the past. So it's become apparent to me that many of us believe that you have to work really hard and suffer and grind and burn yourself out to get where you want to get. And I think it's important that we have a conversation about that. When did being exhausted and feeling guilty for resting become your personality? Hi ladies, it's Dominga, and I remember when that was me. And today's video is all about how to get to your dreams in a sustainable way. I'm going to give you tactical tips to break up with hustle culture. One of the first things that people ask when you meet a new group of people is, what do you do for work? And I think the question is essentially asking, well, what do you do with all of your time? But let's read between the lines here. The addiction to capitalism and feeling like if you have more money, then you're more worthy is exactly how this began in the first place. I'm not arguing that it makes sense to have absolutely no identity and no way to create income for yourself or your family. What I am saying is there should be a separation between how you feel about yourself and your output. And a quick personal story, when I was in high school and in college, I really cared about my grades and I wanted to go to a good university, and I never felt worthy of anything if it wasn't that I was spending all of my time working. From a psychological standpoint, if you feel out of control in certain areas of your life, if you control your career or you control your finances, it may make you feel like you are actually more stable than you really are. And the cherry on top of this wound is the validation that comes from other people when they think that you are high earning. When you say, oh, I'm a pilot, or I'm a businesswoman, I own my own business, or I'm a doctor, they see that you put in the hours to get whatever your position is, and then therefore they think that the money that you're making is what makes you valuable in being in more upper echelon spaces. As someone who believes that every single person has inherent worth, I think this entire hustle culture is very detrimental to our mental health. The underlying issue with equating your worth to your productivity points to the fact that you don't believe you have any value outside of what you can offer the world. You don't believe you have any value outside of your paycheck. And if you have these productivity and worth struggles, that's exactly why I encourage you to rest, because it's revolutionary. In addition to that mindset reframing, here are some practical shifts that you can make to have a more intentional and well thought out 2026. Number one, redefine your worth outside of work. So pick up a hobby, something like tennis, Pilates, maybe cooking something new every night for dinner, and then romanticize what it feels like to actually be alive and enjoy something without it having to make you $1. Number two, ask yourself, do I really even want this? Get really in tune with yourself, whether or not your interests are simply for validation. And if you're the kind of person who documents everything for people online to see it so that you feel like it was worthy of doing, that's another thing we should quit. Number three, stop tracking the things that are bringing you anxiety. For me personally, I like to know how many steps I took in a day, and I like to know how many hours I slept. Why? Because it feels fun and it makes me kind of feel like a human Tamagotchi. But if you're the kind of person who knows that it makes you anxious to know how many steps you took or how many calories you ate, then maybe don't do it. Number four, schedule rest like a meeting. For all of the things that you have to show up for in life and all of the other people whose standards you have to meet, you deserve to meet yours too. And lastly, unfollow productivity accounts that are triggering your guilt. This does not mean that I'm encouraging you to not be productive or to not meet your goals. I'm suggesting that you do it with more grace, more intention, and more love so that you're not feeling burnt out. And if you're consistently taking in content that's making you feel like you have to work, it's going to be top of mind so much that you're not going to know how to rest either. I deeply hope this video was helpful for you, and please let me know down in the comments what some of your goals for 2026 are that you're going to approach with love and with care. Remember, you're made with intention. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.